Welcome back, Warriors, to Over 50. If you're new here, please hit the subscribe button, like the video, share it, comment down below. When you hit the subscribe button, tap the little bell so you'll know when I post new content. And let's go ahead and begin. I'm going to do something different with this video because I just did a video, updating how I'm doing it about 15 months. Actually, today is actually 15 months. Had the surgery April 9th of 2021, so 15 months post-op, but I'm going to answer 3 questions today. And I'm probably going to try to do this a little more often. If I see questions on the message boards that I think I can maybe help with, I'll go ahead and do that. I say if I think I can help, because I am not an expert. One of the admins on Facebook, you're not an expert. You shouldn't be talking about what you're talking about, unless you explain to people that you're not an expert. Okay, well, as one of my subscribers commented, I'm an expert when it comes to me. So when I talk about things, I'm talking about it from my perspective, okay? All right, so take it for what it is, okay? I'm trying to be helpful here, but I'm not an expert. So the first question was, why do you have good days and bad days with Chiari? Okay, well, they're probably going to sound like a doctor here to an extent when I say there could be a multitude of reasons. I mean, it could be your Chiari. It could be lack of sleep. It could be, muscle weakness. Maybe you worked out or you did something in the yard or something like that. You pulled something you didn't realize that day, and it starts to present itself the next day. It could be diet. It could be any of those things. Now, getting back to the Chiari part of it, the way I think it worked with me and the way my doctor told me is, see, I have herniated discs. I have a spinal cord stimulator. And before I was diagnosed with Chiari, whenever a storm would start to roll in, the barometric pressure would change, and that would cause my discs to flex. And they would flex, push out. If they touch a nerve, there's the pain. So my, the guy I go to for, my spinal management, my spinal doctor, I guess I'll just call it like that. That was his explanation. So, then I got diagnosed with Chiari and was basically told it's kind of similar. I mean, if your discs can expand or swell due to the temperature change or to the barometric pressure, well, then that can also affect your brain. And if your brain expands and pushes against, the back of your skull, well, then, yeah, your Chiari could be worse. It could be, you could feel like, someone took a dial and just turned it to 10, all of a sudden. Okay, so, like I said, not a medical expert, but that's kind of how it was explained to me. So I hope that helps answering that question. The second question is, are headaches better lying down? Headaches are just a pain in the rear. I mean, I know you probably already know that. I think the question might have been asking, are headaches, does lying down help get rid of the headache? I would definitely, I found it best. I would get my recliner and I would go with ice on the back of my neck, and that's how I dealt with it. And I just tried to focus on, kind of, I'm not going to say go to my happy place, but just try to, zone out and just, relax, take deep breaths, and just, hopefully the ice would help, back there. And sometimes it did. Ice sometimes helped. Sometimes ice didn't do anything. I even tried heat. Heat worked once in a while, but ice I found did the best. Lying down, I guess, but I just set my recliner with ice. So I hope that helps. The last and final question, what is a myelogram? A myelogram, and I'm just giving you my experience here. So this is a very, very basic, I don't even know if it'd be like layman's terms, but basically you strip down, they give you a gown, and they put you on this table, and they'll boot your, they might actually, I can't remember if I think they left my shoes on, because they had to they strap you to this table, okay, and it's kind of like a tilt table, all right, if anyone has ever been on one of those, and they inject some dye into your back, and they start tilting the table, and then they tilt it back, and they'll tilt it side to side, trying to get this dye to go throughout your body to check to see if you have a CSF leak. And if you have a CSF leak, well, then that needs to be fixed before you start thinking about decompression surgery. That's the way it was explained to me by my doctor. That's what I remember. Okay. So basically the test is not that hard. I mean, the needle going into the back, they'll tell you that if you experience any kind of pain or anything like that, let them know. But I'll tell you, I didn't have any issues with it. The biggest problem I had was, the 3 days after the test was over, I had just a raging headache. I mean, it almost, it felt like somebody was taking crash cymbals that marching bands, have, and just taking those and slamming them against the side of my head all, at the same time, just boom. It was like, oh. And as soon as the headache felt like it might taper off, boom, it kicked back in again. So that was the biggest issue with the myelogram. But what is the myelogram? It's a test. See if you have a CSF leak, put you on a table, tilt you around, inject you with some dye. And, I was told they do that to make sure that you don't have, because if you have a CSF leak, that should be taken care of first before, opening your head and doing decompression surgery. So I just gone over the 6-minute mark, and I did not intend to do that, so I'm gonna go ahead and shut this down. I hope you found this helpful. If you did, hit the like button, share it with other people that are, dealing with Chiari, because that's why I do this. Comment down below if you have questions, ask them. I will answer them the best I could. And until next time, warriors, stay strong, and you can do this.